Do you think you've already seen every possible twist and scandal that Emmerdale has to offer? If so, think again. What is about to happen to Charity Dingle could become one of the most shocking and emotionally devastating storylines the soap has delivered this year. This time, the threat doesn't come from a typical feud or a family secret being exposed. Instead, it comes from an act that crosses every line and leaves Charity's life changed forever. The latest developments continue to revolve around the secret surrounding Leyla, a secret that Dr. Todd has been using as a weapon against Charity for quite some time. After discovering the truth about Layla's biological parents, Todd turned that information into leverage, using it to blackmail Charity for an enormous amount of money. Despite already handing over thousands of pounds, Charity has been unable to meet Todd's staggering demand of £100,000. The pressure becomes even more intense when Todd threatens to reveal everything at Sarah's 21st birthday party. For Charity, this isn't simply a family secret. If the truth comes out in such a public setting, the consequences could affect many of the people she loves most. As the situation spirals out of control, Charity begins to realize that she has run out of options. After days of fear, stress, and uncertainty, she decides to change her approach. Rather than continuing to give in to Todd's endless demands, she chooses to confront the person who has been controlling her life. After drinking heavily, Charity seeks Todd out and challenges her directly. From a character perspective, this is a fascinating moment. For weeks, Charity has been forced into a defensive position, constantly trying to protect the secret and limit the damage. But now she appears exhausted by living under constant pressure. She decides to take a risk, forcing Todd to either expose the truth or finally bring their psychological battle to an end. Surprisingly, the plan seems to work. Todd no longer appears as determined as before. In fact, she even hints that the secret may remain buried. During their conversation, Todd reveals something deeply unsettling. She admits that she has enjoyed being involved in Charity's chaotic life. That detail speaks volumes about Todd's mindset. At this stage, her actions no longer seem driven purely by money or personal gain. Instead, it appears that what truly satisfies her is the ability to control someone else's life, manipulate their emotions, and watch them suffer. For the first time in a long while, Charity feels relieved. She genuinely believes the nightmare is finally over. She convinces herself that the greatest threat has passed. But the reality is very different. Just as Charity begins to let her guard down, Todd reveals her cruel nature once again through a horrifying act that leaves Charity completely devastated. According to the show's producers, this moment will serve as a major turning point for Charity's character moving forward. The focus of the story is not only the crime itself, but also the long-lasting emotional and psychological impact that follows. Viewers have always known Charity as one of Emmerdale's toughest characters. She is resilient, determined, and rarely backs down from a fight. No matter how difficult the challenge, she usually finds a way to push through. This time, however, things are different. The trauma she experiences cannot be overcome through confrontation or sheer determination alone. What follows will force Charity to face pain, vulnerability, and isolation in a way viewers have rarely seen before. Another aspect that makes this storyline particularly significant is the fact that the perpetrator is a woman. This is a subject that is rarely explored on television, and it is one of the reasons Emmerdale is choosing to tell this story. In situations like these, victims may struggle even more to speak out, because the circumstances do not fit the assumptions many people have about sexual violence. As a result, feelings of confusion, loneliness, and self-doubt can become even more overwhelming. Looking ahead, it seems likely that upcoming episodes will focus heavily on Charity's journey as she tries to come to terms with what has happened. She may find it difficult to open up to her family or seek support, particularly because she has spent so much of her life presenting herself as strong and unbreakable. Meanwhile, Todd will almost certainly face consequences for her actions eventually. However, before justice arrives, viewers are likely to witness a difficult and emotional period as Charity struggles to process her trauma and regain control of her life. Away from the main storyline, other tensions are beginning to build within the village. Sam continues to hide the truth about his dance lessons because he wants to surprise Lydia. Unfortunately, his constant lies are creating unintended problems. When Kim spots him leaving Laurel's house, she immediately suspects that the pair may be having an affair behind Lydia's back. Elsewhere, Laurel starts to feel increasingly uncomfortable when she realizes that Ross may be taking their relationship far more seriously than she ever intended. What began as a casual arrangement is becoming emotionally complicated, and that could ultimately lead to heartbreak. At the same time, Lydia prepares to confront Sam after her suspicions continue to grow. If the misunderstandings keep escalating, a major showdown could be just around the corner. But no matter how dramatic these side stories become, the heart of Emmerdale right now is undoubtedly Charity Dingle. What she is about to face is not only a personal battle, but also one of the most emotionally powerful and difficult stories the show has tackled in recent years. Will Charity find the strength to recover from this devastating ordeal? How will Todd ultimately be held accountable for her actions? And is the secret surrounding Leyla really safe? Or is another explosive revelation waiting just around the corner? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy the latest Emmerdale news, analysis, and predictions, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.